Hey guys, welcome to a TFL unfiltered buddy review, and this is a special buddy review because it's fully loaded. We've got a lot of buddies, and we're going to be comparing two Fords. It's V6 versus V8, Coyote versus Turbo. And in this video, not only are we going to take both of these trucks for a ride, but we're going to find out how fast they are from 0 to 60. We're going to see how loud or quiet they are. We're going to take them on a rough road. And at the end of this video, we're going to tell you whether you should buy them, lease them, rent them, or forget them. So I need a buddy!
Well, can I join you?
Heck yeah! Here's one of my buddies, and
Yes.
there are more surprise buddies coming. This is a fully loaded buddy review. So Andre, before we get to the Coyote, what's the biggest difference between these two trucks?
You know, it's $21,000. We have the Lariat F-150 brand new truck, but it's fully loaded with all the options, and we'll show them to you now.
Yep.
And then the XLT, which is kind of a work truck, two-wheel drive. So it's actually a 4x4 loaded truck versus two-wheel drive base truck.
So before we show you the buddies, let's show you what's under the hood of the Ecoboost.
Let's do that first. Yeah. This is a beautiful red color here, and you can see the Lariat grille with the double chrome bars, horizontal bars here. And under the hood is a familiar engine. This is the second generation Ecoboost, a 3.5 liter twin turbos, 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic, and it's a four-wheel drive with a 331 rear end.
Dude, this truck has a lot of chrome on it. I mean, look, you got two chrome bars here, you got chrome wheels, you got chrome mirrors, you got chrome, well, you got chrome everything, but you don't have a chrome bed. This is kind of a standard bed for a Ford.
Yeah, but it's also lined, so it's got bed liner, and it's got the hooks for tying down the track system. It's got assisted tailgate with a step. You want to show them that really quick?
Okay.
Booyah!
Booyah, look at that.
So for your 65 grand for this Lariat, you're getting a lot. You're also getting this FX4 off-road package, which gives you several things like a rear locker, skid plates underneath, you got hill descent control. But I think, dude,
Hold on, how do you put this in?
oh,
I got it, figured it out.
there you go.
There we go.
It's the men's step, guys.
It's the men's step.
But we need to unveil our other buddies.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go check them out.
Yeah, let's show them who else is on this review. Guess who's in here?
He made me sit in the middle.
How you doing, guys? You got even more buddies in the truck.
Dude, this is the most loaded buddy review we've ever done.
We've got our Canadian correspondent, and we've got
Bureau Chief
Nathan. Yes,
There you
yes. So Andre, this is a huge sunroof, man.
Panoramic.
Panoramic. And how's the headroom back there? Because I know it can kind of mess with the headroom when you get that sunroof.
You know what? At least for me, it's all right. But he's got hair.
It's a little tight.
Yeah, it's a little squishy.
Yeah, but
without the sunroof.
But I got
makes a
tons of
difference.
legroom.
Yeah,
Tons.
which is nice.
Tons of legroom. What do you guys think of the interior?
You want me to start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, because it's a repeated theme with me.
Yeah.
Ford, the mechanics of this vehicle are genius. The interior is not. If you look over there at the air conditioning vents
Here?
and where it all
Yeah.
meets,
Okay.
it's never even. It's always got a separation every single time, even on a $75,000 truck. And it goes all the way down to the base model trucks. The bottom line is that if you're spending any money on a truck nowadays, the bar has been lifted by other manufacturers, especially Ram, with a really nice, even basic interior. This shouldn't exist. It just shouldn't.
Yeah, I think you're mostly right. And I think functionality-wise, I mean, 2 USB ports down here. Nice to have the proper plug up here.
Yeah, that is
Everything works in here. Everything's within reach. To me, it's all just about visuals. Like, this is just kind of ugly. And, like, this is just straight black plastic. Again, you bring up the Ram. It's hard not to now. They do so much with different materials that Ford just doesn't do. And, you know, in a truck that's... I can look at the build sheet. A truck that costs $65,000. I would expect something a little nicer.
Yeah. What's the fuel economy, by the way?
Yeah, let's take a look at EPA.
Let's take a peek. So the EPA rates this truck at 19 combined, 17 in the city, and 23 on the highway. This is, of course, the 3.5 EcoBoost, 10-speed automatic, and that's
Four-wheel
not
drive,
bad.
yeah.
And four-wheel drive, yeah.
So it's extra weight on this truck because of all those components. We also have a 360-degree camera system, and you
Yeah.
can do some zooming for hooking up, and we've been using this truck a lot
Yeah,
recently.
that system works really good. And backing up and towing, this thing has so many, it's almost redundant, which is a good thing. You have all these different camera views. You have that steering system which is what the trailer assist.
Pro trailer backup assist.
Yeah. And even though none of us really are hip to using it because we're macho, I know plenty of people who would love to use that system because, frankly, it works.
It works really well, actually.
Yeah, it does.
And I was the same way. Super skeptical, and I'll still say that you should not own a trailer if you can't back it up the old-fashioned way. But that works really simply. And if I owned a trailer myself, I would calibrate it. I would use it. Like, why not use the system if you have it? And it does. It's very intuitive to use it.
Now, there is a little caveat we have to talk about with the fuel economy. Even though it's 19, when you get into the turbos or you start towing, that number is very squishy.
The classic line is eco or boost, not both. And that's it, right? And the boost is amazing in this truck, and this truck is quick, but yeah, you're not getting good fuel economy when you're bearing your foot into it.
He said the key word quick, so let's maybe we can find out how quick it is with 5 human beings in here.
Yeah.
Which really we equal probably 7.
Do we exceed this truck's payload, by the way?
We're probably close to it.
This truck has a payload of 1,488 pounds.
Okay, Andre, you got to go sport mode?
I'm in sport, guys.
Okay, sport mode.
You got to zero out your solo. He doesn't tell us the right time when he's
I'm going to boost it, guys. Okay?
There's 0. There it is.
Whoa! I think we're going to hit this in about 8 in
Feels
change.
good off the line. Let's see it. Ooh, nicely done.
You nailed it.
I'm like
Nicely
5 for
done.
5 or something like that.
7.97.
Now that is freaking fast for a car,
Yeah.
but this is a loaded truck with very large men in it. And it did that. That is impressive. Once again,
felt strong
Ford
in the car.
mechanics, the things that are under the hood, make this an absolute drag. I mean, do you think it's a drag car? I think it's a drag car.
I mean, and again, you guys always point this out, we're at elevation too, right? So
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect that strong feeling, but that's the turbos, right? You get the turbos feeding the extra air.
Damn.
It felt great.
All right, now that we're at highway, let's see how quiet or loud it is.
Okay, everybody, silence.
So what you getting?
There, 64.7. It's stuck at 64.7.
It's pretty good.
That's quiet.
Yeah.
Anything under 65 decibels is really quiet. We're talking about 80 decibels.
Yeah.
85 decibels, so that's really quiet.
Yeah, and it definitely seems equally as quiet as any other half ton on the market right now.
My real world average MPG, by the way, is 16.8.
Okay.
So we just talked about it,
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to hit that 19.
Yeah, well, and you did just
Right.
lay your foot right into it, so that's exactly
okay.
it. Okay. In sport mode, so it's holding the revs a little longer.
Hey, Andrew, I'm feeling a little peckish. Let's see if we can get the Snarfs. We have yet to get there. Let's see if we can get there today.
For those of you who do not know, Snarfs is a sandwich shop. It's a small chain, and they have a couple here in our area.
Let me make this turn so I can make this appropriately. I need to push the button on the steering wheel.
Let's see if we can navigate us there.
Please say a command.
Find an address. No, it's not an
In
address.
Probably a
Colorado,
place.
please say the street address, including the city.
We don't know
To
the
search
address,
in
Andre.
another
Go
back.
state,
Go
say
back.
Change state.
Go back.
Please say
Well,
a
it's
command.
understanding.
Find Snarfs.
Please say the POI category, the line number, or say next or previous page.
Restaurant.
Yeah, it's not going to find it.
It's not natural speech recognition.
No, right? The restaurant didn't even show up there. It was like a beach, sports arena.
golf. Yeah, when I'm peckish, I go golfing. No, but
funny.
that's the bottom line is that it's just, Roman said it many times before. These systems cannot compete with an Android or an iPhone in terms of voice recognition being able to get us where we
Not
need
yet,
to go
but
easily.
They might get there.
They might get there soon.
Yeah, and natural speech, right? Because those systems, you don't need to follow this exact same pattern every time.
No.
You can just talk to it like a normal human being. These systems, you got to follow their rules, and if you don't, it's not going to work for you, right?
Right. So, gents, we got a new hula girl. We got a bigger, better, updated hula girl.
Wait a minute, is she taller?
She's taller.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, she's like an 8-inch hula girl.
So what are we going to do with the hula girl?
So we're going to watch her dance, and then we're going to see how the suspension feels, right?
This is a rough patch of road.
So if she were really swinging, that would be a 10. And if she's barely moving, that would be, a 1.
She's not moving much.
Oh, it's not bad. The bottom of the skirt's going, but
Oh, she's
top's not
moving
moving
now.
too much.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, she's moving. All right, so we're going to rate her dance style. 1 being no movement or really great smooth ride, and 10 being knock your teeth out ride. So, Andre, let's start with you. What do you give her?
Oof, with 5 of us here,
Yeah.
I think the ride is actually quite good. I was gonna give her 3.
Steven.
A 3? Okay, I gotta go one up, just a 4, just because you can still feel a little bit of stiffness in the back end, you know? But you're to your point, yeah, with all these guys in here, it definitely feels a little smoother than it would be empty.
You, sir.
5.
5?
Ooh. Look, I saw that skirt move more than once, and I was looking.
Okay.
I'm gonna go cut between you two guys. I'm gonna go with the 4 as well.
Okay.
Which is about standard what we've been getting on most of these trucks. And speaking of trucks, I mean, they're all about towing. So what's the towing capacity on this, Andre?
Well, it's 10,700 pounds, and do you know how I know that?
How do you know that?
Because I gauntlet this truck.
Heck yeah.
Yes, and let me close this roof, because we have a huge panoramic sunroof. Are you guys getting glare? Just a little. So we did the night gauntlet, which is the world's toughest towing test on I-70. And 10,700 pounds for a four-wheel drive truck, that's quite a lot of weight for a half-ton. And Ford actually has the half-ton market kind of cornered on towing and payload numbers, right?
Especially payload.
Yes,
They really excel there.
They did something crazy. They have a special heavy-duty suspension package on an F-150 that's capable of hauling up to 3,200 pounds or just over that, which is like 3/4 ton territory,
Absolutely.
basically. And also 13,200 pounds of max towing with a short cab, regular cab.
It's a lot of
long
weight for a half ton.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that was kind of Ford's payoff. They went the whole aluminum thing. They really focused on saving weight. And that's the key, right? You pull weight out of the truck, you can put weight in payload or weight on your trailer. And that's what they've kind of been really brilliant at doing.
Or weight in your cab.
Yeah, absolutely. Or weight in the cab, for sure.
Which is what we're doing.
Yeah, we got this loaded up in the cab.
Yes.
So I'm sure you guys know this, but in terms of competition, this also competes with the Ram 1500, the brand new Silverado, the Toyota Tundra, and what am I missing, boys?
Nissan Titan.
Nissan Titan, yep, the Nissan Titan. And once upon a time, I would say this truck was kind of at the forefront of all those. Ford really kind of shortened their development cycles, so trucks used to be basically in the market without change for 10 years. Can you believe that? Yeah.
And Toyotas still are.
And the Frontier.
The Frontier still is. But now we're getting into like 4-year cycles.
Yes.
And 2-year refreshes, just like most cars. The truck wars have really heated up competition. And there's a lot of things that the newer trucks have now that the Ford doesn't, right? The Ford was the first one to go using turbos. But for instance, Ram now introduced their e-torque system, which has a mild hybrid. They don't want to call it a mild hybrid. I suppose that sounds too girly.
Too hybridy?
Yeah. but that's what it basically is.
And that truck also gets 19 mpg. So,
This the 6.2 does as well, and it has cylinder deactivation. What's it called again?
DFM, Dynamic Fuel Management.
So there's different philosophies for all of the trucks that are out there, and it goes everything from twin turbocharging an engine to having a massive engine that has your DSVP thing, and then also e-torque, which, all three, they're very different. And then you've got other guys like Toyota and Nissan, who, frankly speaking, are kind of in the back.
Yeah, old school
far as
V8.
Old school V8s.
Yeah, they just...
Is that crazy? 30 years ago, would you have thought that?
with old school fuel economy.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
So now we're going to go into the Coyote version of this, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to switch trucks.
Speaking of V8s.
Yes, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to ask each of you guys which one would you buy, and then how you would rate it. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. There's 3 of us back here, also the videographer, and it's actually not bad, Nathan. I mean, I wouldn't want to go to Toronto like this.
No, it's the corners. We're trying not to do man touch. And Andre's delivery. Actually, Andre, do me a favor. Open up the roof, would you? And while you're doing that, I want you to laugh, like in an evil way, and say, "No bargains, Mr. Bond," because he sounds like a Bond villain when he laughs at me in my pain. There it is. See? Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, is that these new vehicles, these new trucks have these massive sunroofs and these wonderful seats for everybody but me. That in some cases, I think Ford is one of the few that has a massaging feature as an option.
Yeah, I believe the only one, actually.
The only one, yeah.
Yeah, the only
In a
massage.
half-ton pickup.
All right, I get the hint, Nathan, so why don't you go in the front this
Thank you.
time?
Thank you so much. Welcome to America, Stephen.
All right, now for truck number 2, and it's also a Ford, but this one is about $22,000 cheaper. And under the hood is a traditional V8. Why don't you spin the camera out and show them kind of our favorite truck?
that, he's hiding. Big Green is hiding, but that's okay.
That's Big Green, and this young man just bought Big Green.
That's my new truck, and that's my brother driving it.
Yeah, so they're driving Big Green all the way to, well, Brampton?
Brampton, that's correct. Just outside of Toronto, 1,500 miles. It's going to be a long trip.
And we're going to do videos from there, so you're going to be featured, well, trying to get her there. So
yeah, make sure you head over to TFL Truck and watch us do that.
Yep.
But right now we're talking about this.
So 395, right?
395, 400.
400. I missed it
400
by-
pound-feet of
I
torque.
missed it by 5. So this is the Coyote, of course, for all of you Mustang fans. This is a 5-liter.
Ford fans in general, right? 5
Yeah,
liters been a
yeah.
Ford for a long time.
Honestly speaking, it's one of my favorite engines that they produce.
Yeah.
This one is paired to how many speeds, Andre?
With 10 speeds, it's the same transmission
Exactly.
as the other one.
Yeah, it's new for 2018.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and this is the XLT, so it's a little bit less. No, it's not actually. It's just as chromy.
Well, it's
Well,
chrome.
this actually has a chrome package
got a
on
chrome
it.
package.
The XLT doesn't come with all the chrome, but this one has that special chrome
But
package.
look at
to
this,
make
it's
it
a
look
two-wheel
good.
drive, guys. Look at this. Look at this chin spoiler down here. Because it's a two-wheel drive, aerodynamics are very important, and it's way low. I mean, way low. It's about 5 fingers off, or 6 fingers off the ground, right here.
Yeah, the whole truck just sits lower than the other one
Go
because
shit,
of the two-wheel drive.
Should we jump in? Or
What do we go around back in the bed? So no step on this one. Let's see that tailgate open. Is it damped? Not a damp tailgate. And you know what? For 21 grand less, that's okay.
yeah,
That's what you'd expect.
No kind of hooks, no tie-down systems here, no
extra
bed
hooks and
liner.
No liner.
So this is kind of a raw canvas. You can do with this whatever you want.
Exactly. Exactly.
You scratch it up, right?
That's true.
Let's go for a ride.
Okay.
Hi guys, I jumped in early to make sure I could keep this seat.
You look really happy
I
right
am
now.
so comfortable now. You know what though? These seats are, well, sorry, the front seats are really comfortable, and even though these are the cloth ones.
Hey, that screen is blinding me, by the way. Look how huge that is. What is that, 2 inches?
Does anybody have a cell phone?
It's about 4.
Does anybody have an iPhone on them? Or
Yes, we
yeah,
do.
Yeah, here, let's show the difference.
By the way, we have a key. There is no push button start here, guys.
Yeah.
So actual key to start it.
Now, if you
Which even that feels old school these days, right?
Yeah.
look at the comparison there between the two, and you will notice.
That's
Yeah,
an iPhone 7 Plus.
this is the Plus. To be to be fair, basically my old flip phone had a screen about that big, but
Well, that's okay.
other automakers do this as well. We just had it in the Ram, and that screen was the same size.
Yeah.
About the same.
Yeah. This does have, it's a backup cam.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's sort of the thing is now backup cams are mandated. It's the law. Right. So there basically is no vehicle that doesn't have at least some kind of screen. And even that's sort of, new. There was a time when base vehicles barely had any screen like that. So it's nice to have something, although it is a little small. And when you're using the backup camera, especially for hooking up a trailer, it can be sort of hard to really spot that hitch ball in there just because it's such a small image, you know?
have to squint and
I
look.
don't know if you can see this right here. You can actually, there's a zoom feature that's not working right now.
No, because you actually have to the camera. The screen is not a touch screen.
But no,
I don't believe it is.
oh, I need to do something else?
There must be a button.
Yeah, you need
Yeah,
to drive,
down
Andre.
Okay.
Why don't you drive it? I'll
important,
take care
too.
of the rest.
Well, I wanted to show you guys the camera system because I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, but why don't I do it? Because I'm not driving.
Okay.
All right. So, well, if you were stopped, the camera system.
Let's talk about the interior.
Yeah, let's talk about the interior.
Yeah.
That's fair. So,
I've got a lot more headroom.
yeah,
here.
significantly more headroom, but no panoramic sunroof, of course. So if you're willing to make that trade-off, you can get the extra headroom. And you guys already talked about it, but yeah, legroom's not bad. I can sit in this middle seat.
It's got the same amount of room,
Yeah,
right?
exact same amount of room in the crew cab.
How tall are you,
Absolutely.
Steven?
I'm about 6'2".
Yeah, see, that's a prevailing theme
I think
here.
it's a requirement to work at TFL.
You have to be over 6 feet to work at TFL, period.
So what's the MPG, Nathan?
19 combined, just like the other one.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, it is exactly the same.
MSRP?
The MSRP, well, this one is around 44, so it's 43,910. 44. Yeah,
44, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
After a couple of discounts, actually.
yeah, there are some discounts, but there are also a few things that came with this. Let's see here. This has the rear window defroster. It has an equipment group 501A that gives you the XLT series with the rear window defroster, 3-way power driver's seat, and Sirius XM satellite.
Yeah, I do have a power seat.
I guess my question to everyone is does this truck feel $20,000 cheaper than the other one?
Yeah.
It does?
It does, yeah. Yeah, and my other question is how fast Nathan will be from 0 to 60.
Well, I think it's gonna be about a second slower than its this Coyote engine is phenomenal. I love the Coyote. It's one of the best V8s out there.
All right, here we go. Sport mode, Andre?
Are you in sport?
Yes, I am.
All right. Oh, here we go.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Hammer down.
We're off, guys.
Yeah, definitely don't feel quite the torque off the line, but it's looking good.
It's pulling like.
It's looking good. Oh!
Wait a minute. What was the other one?
797.
Well, that shoved me up too.
Wait
It
a
didn't
minute, this
feel
is faster?
but
Yes.
it was.
Well, you know what it is?
751.
This is a lighter truck because it's not four-wheel drive.
This is about 700 pounds lighter. This truck.
So the 700 pounds we made up for and then some.
7.5 seconds.
That's pretty dang
That's
good.
pretty dang
This
good,
is
yeah. At a mile above sea level. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
It's a drag racer.
Yeah.
An absolute drag
This is
racer.
a legitimately
Can
quick
you
truck.
measure the sound really quick?
Yeah. Everybody shut up. Andre wants me to measure sound.
So what's the word, Nathan?
58 decibels.
Wow, it's
Are you
quieter.
kidding me?
I'm telling you, this was basically.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
58.3.
Yeah.
So it's quieter than the other truck?
Yeah. You know
know
what?
what
I
to
think
say
it's a
about that.
huge sunroof. I think
You know
that
what? You're
sunroof
right.
makes-
The sunroofs, that there was noise coming from
You know,
there.
you know what
That's a
else?
really good point.
It's that big chin spoiler.
Yeah, this thing's spoiler is
Well,
crazy.
it's aerodynamics, right?
huge. Yeah.
Andre, you focus on the darndest things.
It's the spoiler. I'm telling you, it's an aerodynamic truck.
And it's the antenna, too. That antenna is super aerodynamic.
All right.
Speed.
All right. I'm sure this is not going to work, but let's try Snarf. So.
I don't even think it has navigation.
Yeah, watch this.
Please say a command.
Navigate.
I didn't get that. You can say AM, FM, USB, or Sirius. If a
does-
phone is connected, you can say call, followed by the name of the contact, like call John Smith.
John
Dial,
Smith!
Followed by the phone number, like
did she
dial
know?
555-01.
Oh my God, is that a lot of directions? I've already forgotten.
Call
First
Roman
part of
Micah.
I didn't get that.
Call Snarfy Micah.
AM, FM,
Snarfs.
USB, or Sirius.
No, she's not going to
Guys,
do it.
you know when the thing has to give you that many
additional information on radio.
directions, right? Just shut her up, would you, please?
If a phone
Yeah, it's not working. And here's the crazy part. I was just in a Mercedes-Benz GLE, the new 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLE, and it's
Yeah.
got Mercedes' new system called UBX. And the magic in that system is it's like Siri or Alexa, in that if you have cell service, it actually doesn't go to this little tiny processor that's built into the truck, but actually goes to a big computer system where you can have it basically answer your questions just like Siri or Alexa.
Yeah, that's
and
brilliant.
You know, and I can't wait to get into the offices because I want to try the Snarfs test because I think that one can actually do it.
Find it. Yeah, absolutely.
And this has been kind of my, I don't know, quest, because every few years the manufacturers come out with a new voice recognition system and they always say how great it is, and it never works, right? It's always this kind of like very non-intuitive, painful to listen to system. So
Absolutely.
I've said enough about it. So Andre, what's the towing capacity on this bad boy?
Well, you know, it depends on your rear axle ratio, your rear end. And this truck has a 315, which is a fuel efficiency rear axle ratio. And because of that, it's 9,000 pounds of towing.
Okay.
So it's under 10,000.
And have we towed with this?
Yes, we have.
Have we published the video
I'm
yet?
not going to tell you the result because we haven't published the video yet.
But it'll come out soon.
It will.
Yes.
On TFL Truck, we're doing 2019 Gold Hitch Award competitions where not just Ford, but also Ram, GM, and other trucks are participating.
So what's the payload?
Over 2,000 pounds.
That's the impressive part.
Yeah.
Over 2,000 pounds of payload is pretty dang
Over
good for
1
that.
ton of payload in this.
Yeah.
Which means we could put the Suzuki in the back.
Yes. Yeah, we could.
You could,
Yeah,
We
baby.
have a Samurai.
Actually, it might fit.
I think we can get it in there. This is the shorter bed, though. This isn't.
Yeah, this
there
is
is
a
a long
short
bed
bed.
available.
Well, you have to leave the tailgate open.
Yeah, sure. We'll leave
Sure,
it
why
open.
not?
All right, here we come.
Let's watch her dance.
Let's watch
All
her
right.
dance and see how much she gyrates to the Ford Coyote.
I don't know about this, Andre.
Interesting.
Oh,
You
boy.
know,
I'm sensing a little bit more gyration.
she's gyrating a little bit more than before.
Here comes the really bad part right here.
Oh yeah, she's going for it.
I have to focus on driving, guys.
All right.
Don't get too excited.
All right.
right, Andre, what do you give her from 1 to 10?
Oh boy, she went from a 3 to a 5. It was a little rougher.
Yeah, I give her a 6.
Yeah, I got to stick with a 6 as well. And you know, I went from front seat to back seat. I think you get a little bit more of that in the back seat too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 6 as well. This is definitely a rougher truck. I wonder if that's because it's lowered, right? Doesn't have as much suspension travel.
That's possible, and maybe because it's lighter. You know, the other truck a little heavier, kind of just plants it to the ground a little better. You know, suspension sort of absorbs it better. This is, yeah, it definitely feels stiffer.
So maybe that's where the 20 grand comes in.
Yeah, there you go, 20 grand, and she dances a little less.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a shout out.
Yes.
And I want to ask you a simple question because I think this is a question that our fans are wondering, and I'm wondering about it. Why the heck didn't Ford either turbocharge or supercharge the Coyote?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Put it in the
Andre,
truck.
take it.
I mean, I think it's a simple answer. Nostalgia. A lot of guys have had 5 liters for a long time, and they still want a 5 liter. I honestly think that's the whole answer right there. And Ford knows they have a market, so they just don't touch it.
But Ford doesn't even advertise the Coyote much. It's all EcoBoost.
Yeah.
So they're focused on that, and I mean, it would be awesome if it was supercharged in the Raptor, but it's not.
When Roman and I basically first met and first did a video together, which was at the Ford Flex event, if you recall,
Yeah, I
that was the
remember.
first time they introduced Ecoboost. And they said, all of our vehicles in the future will be Ecoboost vehicles. And you know what? Frankly, they are. Except, you've got this, and you also have a V6, the base model, as well, the boat anchor. And between those, this engine is one of the best V8s of its size out there. I absolutely would state my reputation on it. It's fantastic. But they don't advertise for it, and that's because...
And they're not focused on it.
No, they're not, because they want everybody to buy EcoBoost.
So here's kind of my rule of thumb, right? If you have to augment the engine note, it's probably not a great sound to begin with,
That's
right?
fair, yeah.
And this one, what you
Sounds
hear is
nice.
what you get.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it sounds okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a proper V8 sound. This is a brother to the Mustang V8, basically. And, you know, I'm sure plenty of guys put Borlaug exhaust on the back or something.
Absolutely.
Cool. You hear that tune?
This engine's been around for so long that there's so much aftermarket available to this
there's
engine.
a ton.
Including a Whipple supercharger that a lot of aftermarket companies also would put on.
Yeah, didn't you drive a supercharged one of these?
Heck yeah. It was
Yeah.
incredible. I did a V8 Raptor conversion video on TFL truck. That truck produced 757 horsepower. And that power is like Hellcat power.
Yeah.
It completely corrupts you. Like you touch the accelerator and the truck is just racing down the road. It's just incredible.
right.
Roman, can we get a supercharger for our new Ram?
No. Okay. I don't know how that works with the e-torque. So,
Ratings.
ratings. First of all, we're going to have to, like, figure out... Why don't you just park it here, Andre?
Yeah, good
just
stuff.
park it right here, yeah. No, just right here, yeah.
In the
side,
sunlight.
yeah, in the sunlight. And then we can stand up and kind of talk about whether we would buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it.
right.
Whether we would buy either of these trucks, and if so, which one would you buy? All right, boys.
Okay.
Now is
Who
where
goes first?
Now is where the tire hits the tarmac. All right, this is where it counts. I'm going to start. We'll just go down the line. We'll start with you, Andre. First of all, which truck would you buy and why?
I will buy the V8, this XLT Coyote, because I love the engine. I think the engine is where it's at, and I know I can, modify this truck. It's kind of a blank canvas, not just based on price. It's the engine.
I'd almost agree with you, but I think I'd go with the more expensive one because my wife would like it better, and I want to stay married, and it has four-wheel drive.
Yeah, I'm with Nathan. I'd go for the FX4
Yeah.
because it has four-wheel drive. Even though it's more expensive, and I like this engine better, that one has a lift and the stuff I need for Colorado.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep on agreeing. Not for those reasons, though. I just love the EcoBoost. It's so nice to have all that power. And, we did some towing tests with it, and there's just so much extra power, and it's always nice to just have all that oomph behind you.
All right, Andre, buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it for each of the two trucks.
Buy it for the V8. It was quicker today. Buy the V8, lease the V6 turbo.
I'm still impressed with their power, and that's what it comes down to with me. Buy both.
I'm going to go buy the V8, lease the V6. I'm just like Andre.
Okay, I got to buy them both, too. I mean, the fact that this 5-liter was faster is crazy. Both of these are really great trucks.
Well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in for a TFL Unfiltered Buddy Review. And as always, check out TFLtruck.com for more news, views, and of course, gentlemen,
Real world reviews. Am I the only one who said that?
fully loaded.
Real world reviews.
No, you gotta say the Canadian. Can you say it the Canadian way?
Real world reviews, eh?
Hey! All right, see you guys next time. Ciao.
All right, bye.